Hello YouTube, FizzGryphon here. After some thought, I decided I should indeed do a tutorial series just running through the basics of how I do art. I'm not very good at tutorials, but I am going to do the best I can here. Also, please be aware that this is how I do art. The best thing you can do when you're drawing is experiment. It may or may not end up turning out like you planned, but it can be a learning curve to play with brushes. So to start line art, I use the brush tool, which I'm circling around here, and usually set my stabilizer to S6 or anywhere between S3 and S7 depending on what I'm doing and going for. I use the stabilizer because I don't have a steady hand and I prefer long, slow strokes rather than quick ones. I use anything less than S3 usually only for some shading and sketching work. On the other hand, I use the brush tool mainly because I like somewhat thicker lines than the ink tool can provide, and these lines are slightly softer than that of the pen tool. It's just a personal preference, so again, I'd experiment with different types of brushes to find something you like. There's not a whole lot I want to say or can talk about in terms of line art, so I apologize ahead of time if there happens to be any awkward pauses. I'll try to speed up my drawing here if those points arise, however for the time being I'll just continue normally. With line art, a lot of people can get very sloppy very fast, and I think the key to making line art look professional and quote-unquote good is really just to slow down and be careful when you're drawing. Unless you're going for a sketchy style, loose ends, breaks in lines, or overshot destinations just look out of place and odd. So again, just be careful when you're doing line art to make your drawing look crisp and clear rather than haphazard. Another thing I like to do is I like to make the details inside the line art with a finer brush. You can see this with the beak and fur details on the neck. Again, this is just something I choose to do. I know some people like a more even line throughout the whole of the drawing, and some people choose to make the very outline of the drawing thick, as I do in some of my more cutesy stuff. It's really an opinion, and you can do as you want. This is just something I do. So that's about all I wanted to share to you about line art. So I hope you liked this tutorial, and I should get the coloring and shading part of it done soon here. Thanks for watching.